Hi there, team. The irony is not lost on me that only a few episodes ago, I brought up how we want things to move faster. I'm going to try to complete some areas a little bit quicker, and we proceeded to fight the same boss for about 3 hours of footage, and then make very little progress in the following video. So going to be trying to do things a little bit faster, try to do things a little bit more efficiently, try to get your bang for your buck out of this these 30-minute, 40-minute episodes, sometimes hour-long episodes. It's not everything always goes according to plan. And in that vein, I have gone ahead and gone back and upgraded my Claymore and my Bandit's Knife. Claymore's +5, Bandit's Knife is +4. Let's actually get that equipped right now if we can. Yep. So let's see. Does feel considerably stronger. And all of a sudden, I feel like we could be ready for this area. So I was just saying before, in the last episode, I think, how my wife and I just moved recently. We moved to a new neighborhood, and we're both kind of recent college graduates. I just graduated from a master's program. She just graduated from undergrad. So she's working full-time, and I'm doing freelance stuff. But we're just now, for the first time, kind of like settling down in an area that's kind of our own. Like, we just got married, and so before this, since we have been in school, we'd been moving around a lot. And we one of the we keep noticing little funny things about sort of apartment life, what one might call adulting, right? And one of the things was that we now have like a grocery store, I guess, that we shop at regularly. And so you have like, we're kind of regulars now of places. It's something that I never experienced before, really, being a regular of really anything. There's one Chick-fil-A near where I went to grad school, actually, that I would say I was a regular of, but that's kind of the closest thing. These bugs are just so annoying. So I don't know, man. It's weird being like a regular somewhere. Like at Chick-fil-A, they kind of knew my name and my order, and there's definitely something nice about it. But as someone who I don't know, I don't identify as like a regular ever anywhere, because it, I guess, wasn't something I really felt like I experienced in childhood. Not like I moved around as a kid a lot, but as a kid, you're not really like a regular because you're not like a real customer, you know, except maybe of like a drugstore that sells candy. But you know, you're not like the face of an operation. Like a parent is the kind of face of an operation when you go into like most stores as a kid. So anyway, it feels like we're trying to embrace this whole being regulars thing for the first time. You know, taking pride in where we live, having like a neighborhood, having neighbors. I just mentioned my neighbor last episode. I feel like we're kind of failing on that front because we really don't have much contact at all with our neighbor. We have one neighbor we've met in an apartment building with like... in an apartment building with like 6 apartments in it. We've met one neighbor, which I would consider an not insignificant, but a small fraction, I guess factually, just a small fraction of the people that we live near. It's weird. I don't know. I never really feel the need to connect. It sounds terrible. I rarely feel the need to like connect with like a neighborhood community. And I guess what I'm getting at is in this whole adulting stage of life, DAE, seems like can we have a whole episode theme that's just adulting? We shouldn't. It wouldn't do well. I'm saying that word ironically, I'll have you know. Scared me for a second. Worst. This is the worst. Not a word I would consider part of my interaction vocabulary. It's a meme. It's just a meme, okay? You don't have to freaking grill me on it. Alright. So how do we get that item? That's very curious. So we have people now at the grocery store that we see regularly, like some of the employees. I would say it's not totally comfortable for me. I wouldn't say I'm not trying to make friends in my everyday life, but like sometimes, you know, there's places I want to go that I just don't have people that I know all the time. Maybe I'm coming off as a curmudgeon, and this next story is not going to help that. There was an employee who was... Alright, let's talk about holding the door open for people, right? So, like, when you can hold the door open for someone, right? You can, like... It's a nice gesture. It's considered, like, common courtesy, I guess. Some people might even say one of the last remaining vestiges of chivalry or common courtesy in the modern American world. And I take great issue with this claim. Not that chivalry is dead, blah, blah, blah. That's all fine. That doesn't bother me. I take issue with the fact that holding the door open for someone is always, like, a kind, like, magnanimous thing to do. Like, oh, don't get me wrong. There are certain situations, holding the door open for someone, that can be a godsend. If I'm carrying, like, 3 bags of groceries in my hands and I can't reach, like, a doorknob, and somebody grabs the door and opens it for me. Wow, what a treat, you know? That's great. I have absolutely no problem with that. It's a a wonderful treasure. The rare human interaction that's just it's totally helpful. And then there's other times, you know, like for like a kid or like for someone who's like struggling with something, like getting, like if it's like a heavy door or something, you know, you hold it open. Great. I'm all for it. I hold doors open for people. I've been part of the line of oh, someone held the door for me. You get to the door, you kind of hold it for a second for the next person, you move on. But there's a certain distance that you can be from the door, right? If you're right next to the door, holding it for them, you know, it's quick, it's easy, it's largely insignificant. It's just a gesture of politeness. I would argue it doesn't really affect how easy or difficult the situation was for anyone. It would have been just as easy for them to get the door themselves as it is for them to accept it from you. Here's the thing. We talk about holding doors open for people like it's like doors are difficult to open. It's like they're built to be opened. It's not like an unbelievable like task to get a door open, right? I understand I'm saying this as like a 24-year-old male with like a hale body, like I guess not the most healthy body by like conventional standards, but like I'm a guy with like, I don't, like big shoulders. I don't know. Whatever you want to say about that, it's fine. Sure. But like, doors are insignificant, right? Like that shouldn't be disputed based on your like level of fitness. It's like a door's a door for the most part. There are extenuating circumstances like children, elderly. Sure, there are extenuating circumstances, but fetid slagmire. Ugh. There's certain extenuating circumstances, certain distances from the door. I know I'm qualifying this a lot. We're getting there, trust me. That is totally reasonable, but there's this distance, and you'll know what I'm talking about immediately. There's a certain distance that you can be from the door, right? Where like, and you can look at this from either side of the equation. Let's look at it first from the door holder, because I do, even though I take issue with door holding as a common courtesy practice, I do hold the door for people because it still is. I'm gonna fight against the laws. It's like kind of like a superhero type thing. It's like I can rail against the laws and be angry at them, but like at the end of the day, like I want to still have to follow them. I'm gonna still have to follow them. So like, change the law, don't break the law, right? So I do hold doors open for people all the time. So let's look at this from the perspective of a door holder. There's certain distances a person could be away that you have this notion of like, are they far enough that I have an excuse to not hold the door for them? I can hear the Game of Thrones comments just flooding in. Hodor, Hodor, Hodor. There's a certain distance where it's hard to tell if it's far enough away. Maybe I don't have to hold the door for this person. Or maybe I should. Would it be rude to not? Because clearly I see them, they see me. They know I'm thinking about it. They know I'm thinking about it. Is it rude for me to just kind of shut the door in their face. The thing is, it's not in their face. They're pretty freaking far away. Because that distance, that's a great distance. The distance where it becomes questionable whether you hold the door for someone, it's longer than it should be, and that's kind of my point here. My point in this whole thing is there are situations where, like that, in those situations where it's questionable, should I hold the door for this person or not? They're far enough away that maybe I shouldn't because it's just going to take them too long to get here, or maybe I still should and just be extra nice, right? And a lot of people take that route. A lot of people want to be extra nice these days. And my point is, it's infinitely more annoying to have to hustle to catch up to someone who's standing there being a nice guy, holding the door open for you. That's infinitely more annoying than just opening a door. Opening a door is the easiest thing in the world, dude. Opening a door, that's the easiest thing in the world. But you just made me jog. Switch perspective. But let's finish off this perspective first. Alright, so ignore the last part I said. But say you're holding the door open for someone, and it's a questionable distance, so you decide to hold it because you want to go the extra mile. You want to be the really nice person in this circumstance. So congratulations, you're a really nice person. Well then, you hold the door, you immediately regret it because you're like, I'm going to be standing here for 10 seconds. It's a waste of my time. First of all. Now switch perspective. Yeah, that's that whole perspective. Switch perspectives. This was where it becomes a little bit more radical, a little bit more dynamic. Look at the other person's perspective. Would you rather have to open a door or have to run to catch a door someone's holding open for you because they're too far? So you create a circumstance by holding a door open for someone at questionable distance. You create a circumstance where now if they just take their time, if they don't hustle to catch up to me, then they're being rude, right? You kind of create this situation where you're now putting them on your time. It's like, oh, I'll be the nice guy. I'll hold the door open for you. So you're holding it, but this person is so far away. I mean, I don't think everyone has like an ill intention. On the contrary, I think that most people just don't think about this fully. That you're creating a situation in which the other person basically has to be on your time. Because if they don't hustle, they're wasting your time. It's like the cashier at the grocery store. Totally questionable distance, starts holding the door for me. And I'm just like, I hustle up because I guess I'm a chump. And I don't know, it just struck me how inconvenient it was to be the person on that side of the equation. How I'm just like, opening a door is the easiest thing in the world. And sure, it's not like running, it's not like hustling for 2 seconds is like really difficult and like my legs hurt now. That's not the point. It's just that in an equation of what is polite in our society, we've created a standard where doing something that I believe is actually should be considered impolite is the official polite option. But embarrassingly close to death right now from these guys. So how do you get back across this tree without dying? Okay. So what even is over here? What's the point of that whole area? Whatever. I'm done with my rant. And I understand I made myself look like an impolite curmudgeon in the process. I resent that, but I accept it as a consequence of being a pioneer. You know, I bet people looked at people probably looked at Benjamin Franklin pretty funny when he invented electricity. Hey, gonna tie a key to a kite. People looked at Edison pretty funny, I'm sure, before he stole Tesla's engineering ideas. But look who won in the end. I don't think I'm a rude person. As I said before, I do still hold the door open for people. I still thank people even, which is getting to the point where like, well, I don't think I have to thank you. But I still thank people for holding doors open, even though I resent it inherently. I say thanks. Thanks. Will I even be able to ring the bell down here? That is a good question. This controller, oh my gosh. It's like not registering, running at times. Oh, this is definitely a fun situation. So we've got our pyromancer friend down there, who we have to, oh jeez. Please don't die. I think he might have just died right at the end to the dog bite. That's annoying. Oh, I was gonna take out my bow and start shooting the dogs. Didn't really get a chance though. I mean, I'm presuming if he dies, he's just dead. That's Dark Souls law, pretty much. For anyone other than the main character, or any of the NPC quest lines. I love my free 1,000 souls, by the way, every time I start to fight these guys. I've been adding up. I'd love to see a bonfire down here at some point, though. Bonfire would be nice. Pyromancer not being dead would be nice. Those are my two big wishes right now. And since I won't be using the bandit's knife for a while, I'm gonna equip the bow now. That way I can take some shots. Don't underestimate those flies, man. They're deceptively dangerous. The poison buildup can be damning. Be absolutely damning. And worst of all, they're a real pain to actually hit. Trying to whack this guy through the floor. So he'll rise up through the floor at some point. No? Okay. Please. Please die. Thank you. At least we know how to kill that dog. Anyway, I don't think you can really know if someone's a rude person until you know them personally. I think even if you don't think I'm a rude person right now, you never know, I could be until you know me. Until you know me IRL. Could just be fooling you. Because it's easy. It's easy to act like... It'd be easy for me to act like anyone on this stream for 30-minute episodes at a time. I think politeness is one of those things you really have to know someone for a while to understand. It's like a deep level of friend... Not necessarily a deep level of friendship thing. You know what is a deep level of friendship thing? The way that you greet someone. I've found, like specifically, I noticed this one thing at the grocery store. My dude is alive. That went way better than expected. So is he gonna like eat the pyromancer? Is that the story here? Oh jeez, help. Let's go, dude.
Thank you. I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you, dearly. I am Laurentius.
Good way to repurpose that voice acting and dialogue. Doesn't he talk about something about being down here in this dark, stinky place?
Oh, hello there. I'm fine. Oh, hello there. I'm fine.
Okay. We've got a new friend now. So I suppose the hunt for a bonfire must begin. So do we have like... So this armor has pretty decent poison resistance, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this was always like my go-to armor set for early poison resistance for Blighttown. So we should be in a pretty good situation with poison resistance. Unfortunately, we do have to unequip the headpiece, so we're not going to have our max resistance. Oh, jeez. No, you don't understand. Okay. So we're gonna have to make a break for it, dude. Let's get around this thing. Anyone shooting at us? Oh, what's the sound? What's that sound? Okay, there's an enemy right there. But there's only one dart man, as far as I can tell. Where is he? Oh god. He's down here. That's actually great news. Make our way to more favorable terrain. So we got rid of the dark guy, so he should be dead for good. Ouch. Alright. Christ, dude. That scared the crap out of me. Where is that boulder man coming from? I see. Okay. Ah, okay, he's following. Face me. Let's go. It's a bonfire. Ah, what fortune. Okay. So, I think we light this now. We have a lot of souls. If we could get out, we could use them for upgrading, but I think we just use them to level up, right? This doesn't really matter. So Claymore's already level 5. Bandit's Knife level 4 is good enough for now. Yeah, let's rest. Okay, so strength 17, I guess, is where we're at for now. Could do that. Strength 16 lets us use the Claymore with one hand, so I'm going to start speccing into Endurance to hopefully be able to wield a shield along with the Claymore. We gotta drop a couple pounds. Yeah. It's not gonna do it. Alright. Alright, so here we are, new bonfire. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. And if you didn't, then make sure you hit subscribe.